Get your money, don't care who judge. Stay out the way, surround yourself with nothing but love. Stay out the way, if you a gangster, killer or thug. Stay out the way, put your faith in the man above. Stay out the way, chill with your family, siblings and blood. Stay out the way, kick it with your girl, forget hit in the club. Stay out the way, mind on your money, ain't no switching it up. Stay out the way, stand out the way, what you thought that it was. Stay out the way. If you stuck down on your luck, not feeling righteous, did a petty crime, just looking for some excitement. Now your name on affidavits and court indictments, get paid for a lot, but your freedom is priceless. You did the crime, you do the time, don't let it surprise you. Real stories from the heart, just to open your eyes up.
Yo, what's good, y'all? What's the word? What's going on? How everybody doing out there? Man, y'all already know what it is, man. We are back again. And it's time for a bonus banger, y'all. That's a lot. It's time for a bonus banger, man. It's always time for a bonus banger on Wednesday, and I got one. Y'all already know what it is, man. I keep a banger. But like I always say before I start these videos off, I have no problem delivering this content to everybody that's out there working hard, working a 9 to 5. Everybody that's out there with their own business, getting to that bag the legit way. I make sure y'all got something to watch in the morning times, man. I promise y'all, there's no problem on my end. I also have no problem making sure I'm warning y'all and telling y'all about how dangerous prison is. I only ask for one thing in the process, though. And that's for y'all to just stay out the way, man. That's it, man. You want to stay out the way, man? You want to go live a life in jail, man. Now, if you want to go live that life in jail, go in there and experience what it feels like to be around real maniacs, then go to jail. Keep getting in trouble out here. Then you will find out who's the toughest dudes in your state when you go to prison, man. Because that's who's in there. You're going to be around the toughest dudes, the craziest dudes, the wildest dudes from your state. That's what prison is, man. That's what makes prison so wild, man. There's no fixing prison. There's no straightening prison out. There's no rehabilitating people in there, man. You got people in there that's never going home. And when you get locked up and you come in there and you was trained to go with the hammer on the street, now you ain't got no hammer. Now you got to defend yourself with these. They're going to see what you made of when you come through them gates, man. I promise you, man. Now, if you don't want to go through that, man, I suggest you turn your life around right now. Do something different, man. Go get a job, man. Go work a 9 to 5, man. Make you a couple dollars, man. Just survive, man. Be happy that you got your freedom. Because there's so many people in prison that would love to switch places with you right now, man. So I'm letting you know right now. So I'm telling y'all, man, you don't want to go in this place I'm talking about, man. Change your life around right now and stay out the way, y'all. Period. But y'all already know what it is, man. This is a bonus banger. So what I need y'all to do this one. Like, subscribe, so y'all. Let's get it. Let's go. What? It's time for business. It's time for business, y'all. The story I got for y'all today is called He Couldn't Be Trusted. Part 1. Crazy story, crazy situation. We are aware, people. We in penitentiary, man. Crazy things happen all the time. And I'm telling y'all, man, they have so many people in there, man, that are just, they'll come, man, so sneaky, man. They'll be the sneakiest people you'll ever meet, man, because that's what prison is, man. Prison is, yeah, you can show your toughness and show that you can fight and show that you a goon. And you can show all those skills in penitentiary, man. But, like, prison is about being strategic, man. Like kind of like chess moves and stuff like that. And dudes don't have nothing else to do but be the best at these chess moves, man. Everybody's in there trying to out chess move everybody, man. That's just how prison is. It's like that on the streets in a sense. But in there, nobody has nothing else to do except that in there, man. So that's what's going on in there. So every time I seen a dude just thinking he was too smart and all this other stuff, man, it never goes right for him, man. Every time. I seen it a million times. Every time you got somebody that think they smarter than everybody and think they sneakier than everybody, it never goes right, y'all. So with that being said, though, we on Susses 2 for this, y'all. We on Susses 2. We in 3D for this one, man. This is right before I went to the hole, man. And this is kind of like, you know, I'm in a situation where everything was going smooth for me in 3D, man. Like, I was really a dude that didn't never want to leave 3D once I was getting action in there, because 3D was the block that I actually saw the most motion. You know what I mean? Like, for a little stretch, had a decent little run. Like, saw a couple dollars, man. Made sure my box was right at all times, man. Like, I was good in 3D. I even had a job where I could roam around and go to the different parts of the hole that was in the building, because you already know we was the only population part of that block. There was 3 other pods in there that was just segregation, man. So, like, the whole 3D and the whole, but the whole 3D, man, and all, man. I used to love that block, man. But, like, you know, everything comes to an end when you're doing good, man. Like, things started coming to an end. Like, I had the place set up with Rudy and them. For right before I went to the hole, I had the place set up with going through Rudy and them through the VI. You know what I mean? I wasn't going to the VI and get it. Like, all I had to do was just get somebody to drop it off. It was a play like that. So that had dried up, man, because a lot of situations that happened, man, is in a prior story. But that had started drying up. So when that dried up, it was like nothing else. I ended up getting in one time with this one dude that was bringing the pack back that was in 3D. After that was over with, it was like it was nothing else to do. It was nothing else to get no. It was nowhere else to turn to find a route, man. It seemed like every time I was trying to get close and closer, man, to try to find something else, something was going wrong, man. So like I just kind of like just decided, like, you know, when it's like that, you got to kind of lay it down. You got to kind of lay it down and kind of like just evaluate everything. Now, through the motion of this whole thing right here, man, like I have a cell phone now. Now, this is my first cell phone ever. I'm talking about ever. Like ever since I've been in prison, this was my first one. This was before Lawrenceville and all of that. You follow my stories, you can go back to the beginning when I did the story about the cell phone when I was in 3D. But like I had a cell phone, man, and I'm trying to, you know, I'm feeling good in the jump, man. Having a cell phone was a little different than having a cell phone in Lawrenceville. Like having a cell phone in Sussex, you can't tell nobody. You can't, I'm talking about absolutely nobody. You can't tell nobody, man. The only people that knew we had a cell phone was the two people that were roommates who helped us get the phone, and my other two homeboys, man, which was Hot Rod and Lil Rick. Now they had went to the hole. Now once they had went to the hole, me and my roommate, it was just us. We didn't have nobody else to share that information with. You know what I mean? One of the dudes that helped us get it, he got moved to 2 building. You know what I mean? And it was like, it was nothing else to share. Nobody, there was no information to share with nobody else. You couldn't afford to tell nobody you had a cell phone. You know what I mean? So like, it felt all right that me and my roommate had a phone, but we didn't have no motion. So we wasn't used to not having no motion with a phone. So like, we was just in the joint, we would use it, but it's like, we would just have it put up. You know what I mean? Like we had to hide it ourselves. We had to create a way for we could not, you know what I mean? We had to create a spot for we could put it at, for we don't have to use it, because in the beginning stages when we had it, we just used to just let it chill, man. So like, I'm trying to do everything in my power, man, to try to make something happen, but just when nothing happening, man. So I used to rock with my one homeboy, man, this one dude that I used to rock with, and I still didn't even tell him I had a cell phone. I know that sounds crazy, but it just, you couldn't tell people you had it. Like, I'm gonna be honest with you, Sussex is different. Once somebody catch wind about something like that, the investigator is coming. You know what I mean? So like, I'm just trying to stay out the way. I got a phone. If an opportunity pops up as far as me getting the pack, then I would use the phone. I would call my mama. My roommate would call his people from time to time. But we never was riding that junk like that, man. We was extra careful with the cell phone, y'all. So boom. Now, 3D, everybody else seemed like they was getting motion. And I wasn't mad at that, because sometimes it be other people's turns, man. I can remember the Richmond dude, his motion came by going to the VI, going to get his old pack. Now, he won't do nothing but selling the D block. He used to go get the pills and the D block. He used to rock with the pills, and he used to sell the D block. Now, sometimes he'll run across some dudes in 4 building and other buildings that would trade him for Lala. Then he'll get the Lala, then he'll make sure he'll holler at me, I'll cop from him. Know what I mean? Now, other people had motion, like the Red Team dudes, they caught a couple motions, like they were doing their thing in there too. Like, you know, I'm just happy that people had stuff going on. You know what I mean? The more people, other people got stuff going on, the more that me and my roommate can be in the cut in the shadows with the cell phone. So the one dude I used to rock with, man, we're gonna call him Dave, man. You know what I mean? Now Dave was from the town. Dave was from the town, man, and Dave was one of them type of dudes that he just couldn't keep a roommate. You know what I mean? Dave couldn't keep a roommate for nothing. Like, I'm talking about the whole time we was in 3D, he came in 3D probably like 6 months after we got there. So he was there a decent amount of time too in 3D, like over a year or something like that. So David used to sleep in cell 24, man. He was like all the way at the top, man, right next to 23. He used to be in that junk, man, 24, and he really didn't bother nobody or nothing like that. But he just couldn't keep a roommate, man, because he was one of them major clean freaks, and he was one of them dudes that used to wax his floor with his hands and clean the floor with his hands, and like he used to like his floor clean, he used to like his cell clean, and a lot of times that used to bump heads with a lot of other dudes that would come in his room and wouldn't be able to abide by those rules. So David wouldn't keep a roommate, man. He didn't even got to rumbling with a couple of roommates, man. So at this particular time in this story, man, Dave roommate just ended up leaving, man. Dave roommate just ended up leaving. I guess they got into it. I didn't know what happened. All I know is I came to Dave's cell. Dave was like, yo, my roommate just left. I'm like, where he go? He was like, I don't know, bro. They walked him out. He said he ain't coming back. I'm like, what you do, Dave, man? He was like, I ain't do nothing, man. Now, Dave didn't even look like a intimidating guy. Dave was a little taller than me, slim dude, had the waves, brown skin dude. You know what I mean? He ain't really look super crazy, angry, mad, like he'll do something wild. He ain't look like that. But still, though, like, you gonna abide by those rules. And I don't know how he used to scare those dudes or whatever the case, but every time somebody came in there, that's what type of time he was on. So he was in the cell dolo. So we used his cell, you know what I mean? Even though he was a 24 that was kind of close to the booth, we used to go up in there and mess with the la-la, you know what I mean? Me, my roommate, and his homeboy. His homeboy was from another spot in Tower, you know what I mean? So it used to be us four. So I still didn't tell him I had a phone. I'm sorry, I couldn't tell nobody about that jack, man. So boom, I won't tell nobody about that jack, man. So like we used to go in his cell and mess with the la-la. We used to be in that junk getting lit. You know what I mean? We'll be in that junk getting lit, then we'll come out and chill, be out down in the pod joking. You know what I mean? And we chilling. So I can remember being in his cell one day, man. And we in his cell one day. And we in that junk messing with the la-la. That's my word. We in that junk messing with the la-la. Y'all, the dude done did a round. CO done came and did a round. We just came out from after count. We going to child in about an hour. So like we got a little time to burn. Man, I promise you, man, we in that junk chilling, man. The lady come on the intercom. Boop. He like, yo, she called his last name. She said, you don't got no roommate, right? He was like, Dave was like, nah, I don't got no roommate. Why you ask? Like, I'm about to get one. She was like, yeah, you about to get one. Yeah, he coming out the hole too. He was like, who is it? She was like, I don't know who it is yet. You know what I mean? His name, we're gonna call him Kron. Like that was his last name. You know what I mean? We're gonna call him Kron. He had one of those stupid last names. She was like, it's Kron. I don't know who he is. His last name Kron. So like Kron. We like, who is that? You know what I mean? So he like, all right. So he hang the joint up. He made sure he covered the joint up. You gotta put like a piece of tissue, wet it, smack it on the little holes of the intercom. That's how you cover up the information. That's how you cover up for not letting them hear what's going on in the cell. So he covered the joint up. I was like, bro, you about to get a roommate? He like, yeah. I'm like, man, I'm about to get a body here. The police about to come. So we start trying to clean up. He lit the incense. You know what I mean? Got the powder, blowing the baby powder in the air. You know what I mean? We trying to get rid of the smell because we just finished hitting the la-la. So he tell the lady open the door. The lady opened the door. She turned her back and go look at. She turned her back to go look at what's going on in 3C. We slid out the joint. We come out the pod. We come out the cell. Shoot down the steps. So we all down the steps. So bro was still in the cell trying to get it right. So as he down there, so as he upstairs still trying to get the cell right, you hear the slide open up. Everybody like, police about to come in here. All you see was the police just coming in. Then you see a dude coming in. So I couldn't see because all I seen was the orange at first. You know what I mean? You wear orange junk. You wear orange top and bottom scrubs when you go to the hole. You know what I mean? So all I seen was the orange. But when he got close into the light, that's when I seen who it was. It was a tall white dude. You know what I mean? I'm looking. I'm like, well, that's a white dude. I'm like, oh, you got a white dude about to come in your cell. My homeboy was like, hey, Dave, you got a white dude about to come in here, man. Dave was like, for real, I don't care what color he is, man. As long as he clean, I don't care. So I'm like, all right, he about to come in. So the slide open up again. He come in the pod. You know what I mean? He come in the pod. He got his orange jumps on. White dude that look like Ivan Drago. I promise you, man. That's my word. He had the hair, the regular white dude haircut. Kind of tall. He had his weight up a little bit too. He wasn't a little dude. You know what I mean? You could tell he was older than us. You know what I mean? He probably was like in his 30s or something like that. So he come in the joint. He got the bobos on. He got the joints with no laces. He got the orange joints on. You know what I mean? So the lady telling him, you going to cell 24. So he like, all right. So the CEO said, all right, you good? So he grabbed his stuff, which wasn't a lot because he don't have his property. And he headed upstairs to 24. So when he get upstairs to 24, I could see Dave in there talking to him. You know what I mean? Dave hollered at him. I could see that he probably looked at the floor like, man, the floor looked like glass. He looked at the joint, you know what I mean? Dave ran down the rules. He ended up going into the cell, putting his stuff together. Dave come out the joint. Dave come downstairs. So everybody's sitting downstairs. We sitting all the way back there, like where the toilet is at, all the way in the back. It's a toilet, but you can't use it. It's just a toilet with the joint covered. You know what I mean? You got the sink area to the toilet. It's like one of them connecting joints. So I'm sitting on that joint. And everybody over there, he walked up. Dave was like, yeah, man, he might be all right, man. I was like, what's his name, man? He was like, man, Kron, man. He just told me to call him by his last name. I was like, Kron. I was like, man, all right, you know what I mean? I was like, what's up? Where you from? You from Tidewater? Original, where you from? He was like, I think he from our way somewhere. I ain't asked him what city he was from, but he told me he was from Tidewater, you know what I mean? He was like, but he seemed like he all right, though, man. I told him you got to take your shoes off when you come in the pod. I told him you got to take your shoes off when you come in the cell. He said he was cool with that. He liked being in a clean environment. So I think me and him might get along. You know what I mean? So I'm like, all right, that's what's up. That's what's up. That's what's up. So he was like, yeah, though, man. He was like, man, for real, it ain't never me, Weezy. He was like, it's never me. It's never me who's really getting rid of my roommates. He was like, it just be, I might get a dirty dude and I can't take a dirty dude easy, man. I was like, yeah, you're right, bro. Like, I couldn't do no time in the cell with a dirty dude either. You know what I mean? That's how I carried, man. So everything was straight. The lady said, stand by for child. Stand by for child. Y'all about to go next. Stand by for child. Stand by for child. So everybody running their cell. Everybody getting their stuff right. I come back downstairs. When I come back downstairs, I see Dave again. Dave coming back downstairs. But this time he walking back downstairs with the white dude. You know what I mean? So the white dude, you know what I mean? I guess Dave gave him a pair of jeans and a blue shirt, you know what I mean? And he kept his Bobos on. He still had them orange Bobos on. So he had that on. He be able to put that joint on. So he walked down. He walked with Dave. Like he's coming over there with us. He's coming over there with the brothers. You know what I mean? So I'm looking. He coming our direction. So him and Dave walk over there. Dave was like, yo, look, man. This is my roommate Kron right here, man. Introduce y'all to my dudes. This is what I rock with. I don't rock with nobody else for real. This Weezy. This my other homeboy. This my other homeboy. Kron was like, hey, man, nice to meet you, man. Hey, nice to meet you, man. Hey, nice to meet you. Hey, nice to meet you, man. He shook all our hands. He didn't dap us up. That was crazy, man. That was the first time I ever shook somebody's hand in a penitentiary, y'all. So boom. I'm trying to figure out why is this man shaking our hand, but he shook our hands. He didn't dap us up. So he just standing over there by us. My other homeboy was like, yeah, what's up, man? Where you come from? He was like, I just was in the hole, man. He was like, I was in the hole. He said, I just came from Coffeewood, man. They shipped me over something I didn't do, man. They had me in the hole and over there for 4 months. Then they moved me over here in the hole for another 2 months. He said, I've been in the hole half a year. I've been in the hole half a year, man. So, just trying to just get myself together, man. Like, but he was like, hey, man. He got quiet. He was like, hey, I can't help it, man. When I walked in the room, man, it smells like some good Lala in there, man. He was like, who? Y'all get Lala? I was like, I don't got no Lala. Dave was like, yeah, it's some Lala. It could be some Lala in here. Yeah, it always Lala. We can go get it. It don't be like that in here like that, but you just got to be able to buy it. He was like, yeah, for real? Well, how much does it usually cost, though, man? Dave was like, man, it depends what you're trying to buy. What you trying to buy with commissary? You trying to buy with street money? He was like, how much street money do I have to have? Dave was like, I mean, depends what you're trying to buy, bro. 50, 100 at the most, 50 or better. He was like, okay. Lady said, exit out for Childs. We get leaving out. So we walking. I mean, he in front of us, you know what I mean? Walking with us. So we get to the table. He sit down with us, you know what I mean? He sit with us at the table. Our old homeboy seen that he took his spot, but homeboy ain't even say that. He just went to the other table, you know what I mean? Me, Dave, my roommate, and Kron. So we at the table. So he at the table. He was like, yeah, man, like for real, man, like, if I can get you guys want some of that Lala? Can you guys get some more? Because I just got to get on the phone, man. If somebody gets me a three-way, I can definitely make it happen. Man. So Dave was like, oh, I can give you a three-way, or Weezy can give you a three-way. Yeah, we can get you a three-way. You know what I mean? I felt so bad hearing those words about three-way and all of that, because I used to have to give my homeboy Dave a three-way, man. Like, I didn't really like lying to Dave like that, because I had the jack. You know what I mean? But it was nobody business, y'all. You couldn't tell nobody about that junk. It was that serious on Sussex too. It wasn't like Lawrenceville, it was 50 phones in a block. No, it wasn't like that, man. You got to keep that stuff a secret, man. So boom. So he's like, yeah, man, if you just get me a three-way, I can make it happen, man. I can even get $100. Like, you guys trying to mess with the Lala, man. Like, he was like, but this the thing though, man. He was like, I don't want to, I got food on my property, man. Like, I just want to work out and, just eat soups. I don't really eat a lot of stuff. So, like, I'm not selling anything. So, like, I'm just letting you know now, like, whatever I have, we can just play it off like it's y'all's and y'all can mess with it, man. He was like, because, like, I don't have long left, but, I still don't want to catch no dirty urine or nothing like that. So I'm like, Dave, like, well, you ain't got to worry about that, man. Just let me find out who got the Lala. You find out you can get the $100, then we can make it happen from there. So he was like, man, that's cool, man. That's cool. That's definitely cool. So he ate his food. We ate our food. It was time to leave. We go back to the block. So as we going back to the block, you know what I mean? We getting the jump. I look, Dave got him on the phone already. You know what I mean? So Dave put him on three-way. He get on the three-way. I don't know what he talking about. He get off the phone. I see Dave a little bit later. Dave tell me that, yeah, he about to make it happen for the 100. He said, dude downstairs gonna give him the jumps when we go to rec. So Dave go outside and collect the spoons from the dude in the 4 building that got the jumps. So he come back in the pod. He holler at Dave. When he get the jumps from Dave, when he get the jumps, he going to sell with Dave. When he come back out, he seen me. He was like, hey, look. He was like, man, that's my word, man. He was like, man, he bought 8 spoons, man. He was like, he gave me 2 of them jumps, though. I was like, oh, you threw you 2 spoons? He was like, hey, he threw me 2 spoons. I was like, oh, that's what's up. That's what's up, man. He was like, I ain't really have to do nothing but just vouch for the money and, and get him on the phone. That's all I had to do. This was the easiest 2 spoons I ever made, Weezy. So Dave was feeling good about the jump. You know what I mean? Dave was feeling good about the jump. And he had struck a good roommate. And dude be spending the money, man. Sometimes dudes be having the luck of the draw like that when it comes to roommates. A lot of time you'll get a roommate that's in the way. When you get a roommate that got a couple dollars, it's always a good thing, So boom. And that's what was going on with old Kron, man. So now Kron moving about. Now Kron got the Lala, but he ain't selling nothing. They just blowing it down, doing them. So it's like it was a smooth play. You know what I mean? It was nice and smooth, on nothing going on. So I came up one day, like, it was just wild because when I was in the joint, like, for real, I ain't really like talk to him like that when he had moved in. But like, it was like he will always find his way over to either me or my roommate. And like, I don't know why. I was thinking like, cause we the only people that he's familiar with. This is what I'm thinking. You know what I mean? So the first time it was without Dave is when I had just got off the phone. So when I had got off the phone, it was early. It was like right after breakfast. We had came out for that morning rec, where everybody was still in the cell, kind of a little bit. You know what I mean? A couple of people had programmed school, whatever. I came out, used the phone like 9 o'clock. As soon as I got off the phone, I just stayed out in the pod. They was watching Jerry Springer, so I just started looking at Jerry Springer. So I'm looking at the TV, you know what I mean? I was looking at the joint. And then he just walked up to me. He was like, cut the crap with me, Weezy. Come on, man. I know you're the guy in here, man. I was like, what? He was like, cut the crap, man. I know you're the guy in here, man. I was like, what you mean you know I'm the guy in here, man? I was like, man, what are you talking about, K-Tron, man? He was like, he tried to laugh it off. He was like, I mean, yeah, but you know, word flies, man. You know, like just don't think because just I was in the hold, I don't know anything, man. I was like, what you talking about? He was like, man, from what I was been hearing from dudes that's been in your block that's came to the hole and dudes that's in the hole, they say that Weezy, and he called my roommate name, he said Weezy, and he says a couple other dudes in here from Richmond, a couple other guys, they be getting the D block. He was like, but Weezy and them are the guys. I said, man, you heard wrong information, bro. I said, nah, you heard wrong. He said, no. He said, trust me, man. He said, I seen you. You used to come back to the pod I was in. He said, because at first I was downstairs. He said, I used to see you. His eyes was like this. He was like, I used to see you. I used to see you come down there and make plays, man. I said, you used to see me do what? He said, man, listen, when you get it and give it to somebody else, you know what they doing in the hole? I said, what? He said, they're selling it to the people in the hole. That's what they're doing, man. He said, so trust me, man, I know. I'm like, I looked at it, I was like, man, go ahead with that, man. I just dipped on me, y'all. So boom, went up the stuff like this. K-Tron, crazy, man. What K-Tron talking about? Now, I didn't want to spin him and treat him like that because he is in the wrong, my man. He did buy some Lala for my man can get right. But at the same time, though, like, that just kind of made me feel uncomfortable. I mean, he could be right. He could have saw me go down there and make a play. I told you I work in the hole. I be moving around. He could have witnessed all of that, you know what I mean? But still, though, man, that junk kind of gave me the creeps. I ain't even gonna lie. Like, it was just creepy, man. So when I go in the cell, I'm chilling. I'm in the joint. My roommate was out in the pod. He come back in the cell. He came back in the cell. He's like, man, I gotta use the bathroom. I was like, well, I'll get up. So I'm getting my stuff right. I'm like, buy my stuff, grab my CD player. I'm like, I'm out of road. He was like, hey, man, what's up with Dave's roommate, man? I'm like, what? He was like, man, that man just caught me over there by the phone, bro. He was like, man, he told me, man, what's up, man? He trying to get in the car. He trying to make something happen. What he gotta do? I'm like, what? He was like, yeah, he asked me, told me what he gotta do to get in the car. I'm like, what? He was like, yeah, he asked me what I gotta do to get in the car. I'm like, bro, I don't know what he's talking about, bro. I said, man, same word he pulled up on me earlier, talking the same thing. Told me he know I'm the guy. He told me he used to see me in the hole making moves. People know this and that, this and that. So I'm just like, I'm trying to figure out his angle because I never really had a dude pull up on me and try to broker a deal about getting in a car like I used to do. Like, he sound like me. This is how I pull up. Not like, yo, I know what you're doing. Like, I don't pull up like that. But like, when I know it's a dude that I know get money, I be like, yo, bro, what's good, bro? I'm trying to get in the car. Like, if I know him, that's what I say. But like, this guy don't know me like this. He don't know nothing, man. So like, I had to really figure out his motive, man. I had to holler at Dave, yo. So boom. So after me and my roommate talked, man, we was like, yo, that junk crazy, man. What's wrong with you? I'm like, I don't know. You know what I mean? I don't know what's up with it. You know what I mean? So we come back out when it was time for dinner. I see Dave. I'm like, yo, Dave, let me holler at you. He was standing right by his cell with K-Tron. You know what I mean? K-Tron leave out, go downstairs. Dave walked around the top tier, came over there where we was at. So he posted up on the table we was at. So I got like a horse playing with him. I'm like, what's up, bro? What you got going on, bro? He was like, man, what's up? I was like, well, man, ain't got nothing going on. He look all lit. I was like, I see you lit. He was like, yeah, man, my roommate just went up before I came over here. I'm like, hey, bro, look. I said, man, what's up with your selling, man? I put my back to K-Tron if he can't see me. I said, man, what's up with your selling, bro? He was like, what? I said, man, why you keep pulling up on me and my roommate? Talk about put him in the car and do this and do that. You know what I mean? He was like, I mean, I don't know, bro. Like, he told me when he came in the cell, like, he trying to get in the car with somebody, man. He can make some moves and he trying to do this and he trying to do that. You know what I mean? I was like, bro, but listen, bro. I said, that man don't know me from a can of paint. This man coming to me, I told him, can he get in the car, bro? He was like, I'm saying though, Weezy, he might can help out with something. You never know. My roommate was like, man, nah, bro, like, you don't be doing that like that. He was like, he don't know us. If anything, he should have came to you and told you to holler at us. He was like, man, I mean, I told him that's what he should have done. You know what I mean? He was like, but after he already had done it, what you want me to do now? He was like, but at the end of the day, though, like, I think he good money, though, man. My people says people's got a couple dollars on the street, you know what I mean? So I'm like, bro, all money ain't good money. You know what I mean? I was like, I get it, though, you know what I mean? But I'm like, look, first of all, you need to let them know that we don't have a car. First of all, man. We don't have nothing, like no route or nothing. I said, bro, if I had a route, bro, I'll be looking like you every day. I said, bro, I'm buying a Lala, bro. I don't have a route, bro. I said, me and my roommate ain't making no noise, bro. He was like, he started smiling. He was like, I mean, that ain't what he said, dude. I was like, what? He was like, that ain't what K-Tron said. I said, what you mean that ain't what K-Tron said, bro? You in the block with us, bro. What you talking about? He was like, man, K-Tron said, man, he heard y'all got a phone.
Get your money, don't care who judge. Stay out the way, surround yourself with nothing but love. Stay out the way if you a gangster, killer or thug. Stay out the way, put your faith in the man above. Stay out the way, chill with your family, siblings and blood. Stay out the way, kick it with your girl, forget hit in the club. Stay out the way, mind on your money, ain't no switching it up. Stay out the way, stand out the way, what you thought that it was. Stay out the way. If you stuck down on your luck, not feeling righteous, did a petty crime, just looking for some excitement. Now your name on affidavits and court indictments, get paid for a lot, but your freedom is priceless. You did the crime, you do the time, don't let it surprise you. Real stories from the heart, just to open your eyes up.